right, Aries, let's get into your reading. All right, the energy coming through today is this. One specific person has already fully decided on you. This is not about wishing or hoping. This is about a decision that was already sealed in place. The connection around your energy right now, it was never rooted in hesitation or passing curiosity. This person looked at who you are beneath every wall, and they chose you with complete certainty. They did not need more time or convincing. They reached this conclusion entirely on their own terms. Their clarity about you is not new. It has been growing steady for much longer than you realize. What you feel stirring in your spirit lately, that quiet pull inside you, it connects directly to this. There is a reason this message found you today, and it has absolutely nothing to do with coincidence. That is the first truth inside this reading, and a second layer of confirmation is sitting beside it. Your sudden elevation, the rise that catches people off guard, that is woven tightly into this message. The people who overlooked you, the voices that questioned your worth, they have no idea what is happening. Everything you carried quietly inside of you, that dormant brilliance and power, it is becoming visible now. You were underestimated for so long, and the shift arriving will feel unlike anything that came before it. The universe stopped asking for proof. It is now telling you to step into what was always yours. Nobody warned them about what you were becoming, and that silence is about to become your loudest statement. Let us dive into this because the cards are confirming every single piece of it for you today. The first card here is the Emperor, and it does not appear without a powerful reason. The Emperor confirms that this person tied to you, they reached a certainty that cannot be shaken loose. They are not confused or weighing options. This is a locked and completely unwavering commitment toward you. What this card reveals is a person who builds with discipline. Every step toward you was fully intentional. A protective quality lives in their energy, like they already see themselves standing permanently beside you. Nothing about their feelings was rushed or borrowed from loneliness. This came from a grounded and clear place. Their presence in your life is not temporary, and the Emperor confirms this with absolute and undeniable clarity. The Emperor does not arrive for casual bonds. It only appears when the connection carries something permanent. You are not dealing with indecision here. This card confirms their mind was made up long ago. The next card coming through is the Ace of Wands, and it shifts the entire reading vibration. This card carries a sudden ignition, a quiet spark that has already started lighting up your entire world. Your rise originates here in this energy, the unexpected shift nobody prepared for. This card marks it. What sat dormant inside you, all that untapped fire and brilliance, it is activating in your life today. The people who doubted you never expected this level of transformation. That is exactly why it stuns them. You were never meant to stay small. And this card confirms the version of you emerging is magnetic. Every closed door and passed over moment, it was all building pressure for this exact kind of eruption. A raw creative force moves through your field, and it refuses to stay hidden inside you. The Ace of Wands does not arrive during ordinary chapters. It appears when your entire path is shifting. Then we have the Six of Wands, and this is pure confirmation of everything being built here. The Six of Wands brings recognition and triumph, arriving after a long stretch of quiet and unseen patience. Every doubt placed on your name, every moment of being underestimated, this card reverses all of it today. Your name will carry a different weight, and people around you will feel it before understanding. What this card confirms is that you were never behind. You were building in ways nobody noticed. Every setback you absorbed was fuel, and every silence you endured was sharpening you for exactly this moment. The victory arriving is not forced or loud. It walks in and silences every remaining question. Okay, let us talk about where you are in all of this, because your side matters deeply too. You held so much inside, and most of it you never once spoke out loud to anyone. A tiredness lives in your energy, not the physical kind, but the kind born from carrying hope. You wanted to believe everything would align, but part of you kept bracing for the disappointment to arrive. That guarded place in your chest was not built overnight. It was shaped by every letdown before this. You learned early that protecting yourself was safer than trusting, and that lesson never fully left you. You push through it and keep moving forward, but late at night, the weight finally catches you. You are not cold or closed off. You are exhausted from giving to things that never returned. The truth is, you want love more than anything, but you trained yourself to never openly admit that. You imagine the full life you could have, and then you immediately talk yourself out of deserving it. You convince yourself wanting too much leads to pain, so you shrink the dream down before it grows. You mastered the art of lowering expectations, and you do it so quietly that nobody around you notices. The walls you built were never about being hard, they were about surviving what softness could not protect. Part of you fears being fully seen because vulnerability has only brought you disappointment and suffering. The first card on your side is the moon, and it speaks directly to your inner confusion. The moon says you walked through emotional fog, unsure of what to trust or who to believe in. Your intuition pulls you in one direction, but your fear keeps dragging you the complete opposite way. That internal battle is louder than anyone sees, and it has been running for a very long time. You question yourself constantly, wondering if your feelings are real or if you invented them entirely. The moon confirms your uncertainty is not weakness. It is the result of being hurt without closure. Nobody gave you the answers you needed then, and now you walk into every connection bracing for pain. This card sees the overthinking spirals, the restless nights, and how you rehearse every outcome by yourself. You carry conversations in your head that never happened, and each one drains you a little bit further. Not knowing has been heavier than the truth, because at least truth gives you something solid. The next card is the Nine of Cups, and it reveals what you wish for in private moments. The Nine of Cups is the deepest wish card, confirming your heart already knows exactly what it wants. You want steadiness. You want to be chosen without games, and you want love that genuinely feels safe. That longing is not desperation. It reflects how deeply you are capable of loving when given real space. You pretended not to care as much as you do, but this card strips that protective wall down. Every time you told yourself to stop hoping, your heart quietly refused, and kept holding on regardless. This card says your wish is not foolish or oversized, and it was never something worth hiding from. You buried that wish under practicality and armor, but it never left. It just waited for safe ground. What you crave is not perfection. It is love that finally matches the effort you always gave. Then we have the Queen of Cups, and this card mirrors your emotional depth back with total precision. The Queen of Cups says you feel everything deeply, at a level most people will never fully reach. You absorb the energy around you, carry unspoken weight, and still manage to show up every single day. You hold space for everyone around you, but rarely does anyone stop long enough to return it. That emotional awareness you hold is rare, and it explains why you protect your heart so fiercely. You never give love carelessly. You guard it because you understand how much of yourself it truly costs. Love from you always came from the deepest place, and that is why each loss cuts so deeply. The softness under all your armor, that tenderness you keep hidden, it is still fully alive inside. You never lost that gentleness. You wrapped it in layers so the wrong hands could never reach it. What this card reveals is that your depth is not a burden, it is something sacred beyond measure. This is your emotional truth, and every card confirms you are ready, even if your mind still hesitates. Your heart spoke before your mind caught up, and the cards are finally giving it a voice. Now, let us shift to their side of this, because their emotional energy is speaking very clearly. They carry feelings for you, ones that run far deeper than anything they have ever openly shown. They think about you in moments nobody knows about, late at night and first thing each morning. What they feel has become impossible to ignore, and it presses against their chest every single day. They are not indifferent toward you. They are overwhelmed by the sheer depth of what you awaken. The intensity of their feelings caught them completely off guard, and they still have not recovered from it. There were moments they almost reached out, but fear pulled them back right at the very last second. Their silence was never about lacking care. It was always a shield built from the fear of rejection. They rehearsed telling you everything 1,000 times, and each time the words dissolved before arriving. The fear inside them is not small or passing. It sits in their chest like a permanent weight. They know what they want from you, but admitting it means risking everything they have been protecting. Losing you is the one outcome they cannot stomach, and that terror keeps them anchored in silent hesitation. Their pride and their feelings are at war, and neither side is willing to surrender first. The first card on their side is the Knight of Cups, confirming deep and unwavering devotion. The Knight of Cups shows they approach you with sincerity, a romantic depth that is genuinely rare. They do not think of you casually. Every thought about you is laced with quiet tenderness. This card reveals they placed you high, on a level that nobody else in their world could reach. Their feelings are not scattered or confused. They are focused on you with an almost singular intensity. The Knight of Cups does not appear for surface bonds. It arrives when the heart is completely invested. The devotion they carry is not performative or temporary. It is embedded into who they are becoming now. What this card confirms is that they struggle to express it, not because they lack the right words. They lack the courage because the depth of what they carry terrifies them more than anything else. The next card is the High Priestess, and this one pulls back the curtain on everything they hide. The High Priestess confirms they hold guarded secrets about their feelings, ones shared with absolutely nobody. Layers of what they feel for you remain entirely unspoken, buried beneath composure and carefully held pride. They built an exterior of calm, but underneath that mask, their emotions toward you are anything but steady. Late at night, when the mask falls, they sit with the full weight of everything they feel. They know things about you intuitively, things they picked up without you ever needing to say a word. They studied you quietly from a distance, memorizing your patterns and your moods with careful attention. The attention they gave was never casual. It was the kind of focus that only devotion can produce. The high priestess does not arrive for shallow bonds. It confirms a connection rooted in spiritual knowing. They carry an awareness of you that goes beyond logic, and that awareness is what frightens them most. Then we have the Four of Cups, and this card exposes the conflict at the core of them. The Four of Cups says they sat inside their own resistance, locked in it for a long time. They see the love being offered. They feel the pull, but something unnamed keeps them frozen and withdrawn. That withdrawal is not rejection. It is fear dressed as hesitation, and it has been controlling them fully. They want to move toward you completely, but the risk of losing you keeps them entirely paralyzed. They replay your moments together obsessively, searching for proof that what they feel is real and mutual. They are terrified of vulnerability with you because you are the one who could actually break them apart. Every wall still standing was built from one truth. Your presence holds devastating power over them. The Four of Cups confirms they received connection before, but nothing ever felt like what you offer them. That is why they freeze, not because they lack desire, but because wanting you changes everything inside. Their emotional world revolves around you, more than they will ever voluntarily confess to any living soul. This is their truth beneath the surface, and the cards confirm they fell deeper than they ever planned. So, let us talk about what is coming next, because the movement in this reading is undeniable. The energy around their next steps is accelerating, and the cards show clear and decisive forward motion. They sat still for too long, and something inside them finally snapped into a place of real action. The hesitation that locked them down is breaking apart, and what replaces it now is pure, determined momentum. They are done circling from a distance, and a shift toward direct and intentional contact is already forming. What was frozen is now falling rapidly, and the momentum building behind it cannot be reversed. The stalling and the second guessing, all of it dissolves now, and clear purpose is taking its place. Their next move involves reaching out to you directly, and the cards are very specific about this part. They are preparing to close the gap, not with grand gestures, but with steady and deliberate steps forward. The waiting game they played with themselves is officially done, and the next chapter begins with a decision. That decision is to stop hiding and stop overthinking, then finally step into your space without apology. What comes from them is not a test, it is a full and deliberate step toward real resolution. The first card here is the Eight of Wands, and it represents rapid acceleration heading straight toward you. The Eight of Wands confirms things between you are about to speed up in ways nobody expected. Messages, unexpected appearances, sudden communication. This card moves fast and does not ask for permission. They are going to reach out. And when it happens, the pace will catch you off guard. This card does not represent cautious movement. It represents a rush of action that cannot be contained. The barriers keeping them frozen are collapsing now, falling one after another in rapid and unstoppable sequence. Do not be surprised if you hear from them sooner than expected, because this energy refuses to wait. Communication is the first domino falling, and once that door opens, everything else follows right behind. What unfolds from here will feel sudden, but every piece of it was quietly set into motion. The next card is the Chariot, and it locks in the direction of their movement with absolute certainty. The Chariot confirms an internal decision was made, and now nothing will stand between them and you. They crossed a threshold internally, and once that line was crossed, there was no turning back from it. This is not hesitant. This is someone who grabbed the reins and pointed them right at you. The Chariot represents raw willpower and control, and they channel every ounce of it toward pursuing you. Obstacles that previously stopped them, fear and pride and distance, none of it holds power over them now. They move with the kind of focus that only arrives after exhausting every reason to stay still. The Chariot does not appear for half-hearted attempts. It arrives when the decision to act is completely final. Their approach will feel different this time, more grounded and certain than anything you experienced before. The energy behind their movement is not desperate. It is focused and locked onto one single clear target. You will notice a shift in how they engage, the hesitation replaced by something bold and direct. Then we have the Page of Swords, and it reveals exactly how they plan to break the silence. The Page of Swords confirms a message is coming, something direct and honest that cuts through everything. They will say what they held back, and the delivery will be sharper than you ever expect. This is not a vague or coded message. The Page of Swords brings clarity and real directness. They may reach out through a text or unexpected conversation, but the words will carry undeniable weight. The timing of their outreach will feel sudden, but they have been quietly building toward it. The Page of Swords confirms they planned what to say carefully. Every word was chosen with full intention. This is not reckless or impulsive. It is the most prepared version of them finally stepping forward. Once the first word leaves them, the rest follows in a flood that built up over months. The action phase has officially started, and every card confirms their next steps are locked and moving. They stopped asking whether to come to you. Now they are only figuring out how and when. Every delay from here forward is not indecision. It is them finalizing details before they finally arrive. The movement is real. The decision is locked, and what comes next shifts this connection permanently forward. Now, this is where the truth gets raw, because what they hide goes far deeper than expected. They carry words that were never released, confessions sitting heavy and unspoken on their tongue every day. They rehearse saying it to you constantly, but every time the moment arrives, they swallow it back. The silence between you is not empty. It is packed with declarations they cannot bring themselves to voice. What they secretly want would shock you because it goes far beyond what their behavior ever suggested. They want permanence, not a chapter or a passing season, but a bond that outlasts every single obstacle. They crave your presence in ways they cannot articulate because the longing runs that impossibly deep inside. Another person standing where you stand would make them physically sick, though they would never say it aloud. The confession they guard most carefully is this: they already see a future with you fully built out. In their mind, they imagined mornings beside you, ordinary moments shared without any pretense at all. They pictured a life where you are the constant, the anchor, the face that never disappears from it. That vision is not casual. It lives in them like a heartbeat they can never fully silence. They would never admit it openly because the vulnerability required to say it terrifies them completely. The words exist fully formed inside them, but fear wraps around each one like an unbreakable chain. If you could hear their thoughts unfiltered, even for one brief minute, the depth would overwhelm you. The first card here is the Two of Cups, confirming what they secretly believe about this connection. The Two of Cups says they know in their core that you are meant to stand beside them. This is not wishful thinking. It is an unshakable knowing that sits permanently in their bones today. The certainty they feel is not something they built. It arrived on its own and never left. They believe you are their match, the missing counterpart that nobody else has ever come close to replacing. The Two of Cups reveals they compare every bond to yours, and nothing ever measured up. Every relationship before you felt incomplete, and they carry that awareness like a wound that never heals. They tried to replicate what you gave them elsewhere, and every attempt crumbled before it even started. You are the standard now, and nothing before or after has come close to touching what you mean. What they confess to themselves at night is that losing you would be their one permanent regret. The next card is the Ace of Cups, exposing the overwhelming flood of emotion they keep buried inside. The Ace of Cups confirms their feelings are not moderate, they are completely overflowing beyond any control. They hide the intensity because showing it means surrendering every wall they spent years carefully building. The love they carry is not convenient, it is consuming, and it rewrites everything they once believed. They never planned to feel this deeply, and the fact they cannot stop it frustrates them endlessly. Every attempt to minimize what they feel has failed because the truth keeps expanding regardless. The Ace of Cups says they want to pour every hidden feeling, every unspoken truth into your hands. The love they hold was not chosen, it chose them, and it has refused to ever let go. They want permission to stop pretending, to finally drop the mask and just be fully honest with you. Then we have the Ten of Cups, revealing their deepest and most carefully guarded private confession today. The Ten of Cups is the ultimate fulfillment card, confirming they dream of complete emotional wholeness here. Their hidden confession is simple. They want the full picture, not a piece, but the entire thing. They imagine holidays and shared traditions, quiet evenings, with you at the center of every single one. The Ten of Cups confirms they know what home feels like, and their version has your name. They would never say this openly, but the truth is, you became their definition of peace long ago. Nobody knows the weight of what they carry, and they plan to keep it hidden until they cannot. The depth of what they hold would change everything, and that is precisely why they stay quiet. The confessions inside them are not small. They rewrite the entire story of who they are. What they feel changed them permanently, and no amount of silence will undo what took root. This is what they guard fiercely, and the cards confirm it was always deeper than they admitted. Okay, let us bring this reading to a close because the near future is speaking with absolute clarity. The weeks ahead carry a turning point, and the energy surrounding it is filled with warmth and resolution. What has been building in the background is about to break through, and you will feel the shift. The connection between you is entering a brand new chapter, one that looks nothing like the past. Expect movement that feels both sudden and inevitable, like something that was always supposed to happen. The first card here is the Star, and it confirms that healing and renewal are arriving soon. The Star says the heaviest chapter is behind you, and what opens ahead carries hope and deep restoration. This card does not appear unless the worst is over, and it confirms emotional peace arriving ahead. The confusion and exhaustion you carried, all of it begins to lift, replaced by something calm. The star also confirms that this connection is blessed, protected by an energy that goes beyond ordinary bonds. What awaits you in the coming weeks is lighter, softer, and it carries the peace you craved. Following that, we see the Three of Pentacles, and this card confirms real collaboration entering your future. The Three of Pentacles says you are both about to start building something together with real intention. This is not just emotional bonding, it is the foundation of a real partnership with lasting structure. The future here involves shared effort, mutual respect, and a willingness to invest in something that lasts. Now, here's my advice, and I want you to hear this clearly because it matters deeply today. Stop shrinking yourself. Stop dimming what you carry inside. And stop apologizing for wanting what you deserve. You spent too long making yourself small for situations that were never built to hold your light. The rise coming toward you requires standing tall, and the love arriving requires staying open. Do not let old wounds convince you this chapter ends the same, because this energy is entirely new. You deserve the love heading your way, and the universe confirms you are ready to receive it. Trust what your intuition has been whispering, because the cards confirmed every single piece of it today. You already knew the truth before this reading, and now every card stands behind what you felt. The message that came through for you was this: your future spouse already chose you without any hesitation. Your sudden rise is going to shock every person who ever doubted what you carry inside of you. The Emperor confirmed that their commitment to you is locked, unwavering, and built on complete certainty. The Ace of Wands confirmed your rise is igniting, a sudden spark refusing to stay hidden any longer. The Six of Wands confirmed your victory, recognition, and triumph arriving after a long season of quiet patience. The Moon confirmed the confusion you carried was real, born from being hurt without any closure. The Nine of Cups confirmed your deepest wish, the one buried under armor, is valid and worthy. The Queen of Cups confirmed your emotional depth is not a burden, it is sacred and genuinely rare. The Knight of Cups confirmed their devotion to you, a romantic sincerity that is focused and completely unwavering. The High Priestess confirmed they hold secrets about their feelings, layers they have not shared with anyone. The Four of Cups confirmed their withdrawal was fear, not rejection, and it has been controlling them inside. The Eight of Wands confirmed rapid movement is coming, communication that arrives faster than you anticipated. The Chariot confirmed their decision is made and locked. Nothing will stand between them and reaching you. The Page of Swords confirmed a direct message is coming, honest words cutting through all silence. The Two of Cups confirmed they see you as their match, the counterpart nobody else ever replaced. The Ace of Cups confirmed their feelings are overflowing, a love so consuming it rewrites everything they knew. The Ten of Cups confirmed their deepest confession. They want the full picture, with you at the center. This reading was never about uncertainty. It was confirmation of something that was already written for you. You are chosen, you are rising, and everything the cards revealed today points toward one undeniable truth. The path forward is clear, the love is real, and nothing you received today was a coincidence. Thank you for being here today. I truly appreciate your energy and your trust in this reading. The weeks ahead carry a turning point, and the energy surrounding it is filled